love so true, a courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 800 subscriber special. Thank you guys so much for 800 subscribers. That is a nice number. Even the 8 has some extra little circles in there, so I am really excited to have reached this point. I gotta say I actually wasn't paying attention to my subscribers count, so I actually hit 800 a little while ago. But today's match is an OU match I had against Moebeetus, and he actually just started narrating, so be sure to go check out his channel. But this was a fantastic match. We were both running sand teams, so you know that we were out there with our Go Goggles on. Those of you all who played 3rd Gen remember Go Goggles and how they have never come back. I figured he'd start out with his Tyranitar, so I knew that physically defensive Hippowdon could take Tyranitar for the most part. I just wanted to put up my rocks. He shows me Ice Beam, and here I was like 95% sure he was just going to put up his rocks, but I didn't want to risk losing Hippowdon this early in the match, so I'm going to switch out, go out into my physically defensive Blastoise Kodara. He actually just goes for Ice Beam again, so that works out. No sense in overpredicting that early on in the game, even though I still routinely do it. You know, they always say it's best not to overpredict early, but sometimes it really pays off. Right there would not have paid off at all to lose my Blastoise in the second turn of the match. Now here, I overpredict. I thought he would switch out, not wanting to take a water attack. And he just sets up his rocks, and even more unfortunately, I drag him out into his Torterra. Now, this is not the first time we're going to see Cordelia, the Torterra. This thing is going to be a thorn in my side for the rest of the match. My sweepers in this team are Terrakion and Sandslash, and of course I also have Sigilyph, which is a timid set with the Flame Ward, Psycho Shift, and the Calm Mind, Store Power, Air Slash. So here, expecting the Wood Hammer or the Earthquake, I go out into my Choice Scarf Golbez, the Hydreigon here, and he actually does go for it. I did not want to go for Flamethrower because he has a Heatran, of course, that could come in, get that Flash Fire boost, and then also Golbez doesn't have anything to hit Heatran with. He doesn't have Earth Power or Focus Blast, so I didn't want to risk that, and I'm just going to go straight for the U-turn in case he does switch out. He does switch, not out into Heatran, but I am still going to be able to get switching priority. And that was a good switch on his part there, because if I went for an attack, it was either going to be Flamethrower. I didn't really have a reason to use Dark Pulse against Torterra. So I do get the priority. I'm able to go out here into Kodara. I'm just going to go straight for Scald. I'm not going to try to mess around with it or anything like that. And I'm going to pray for the burn. I've been having really bad luck with Scald burns lately. And he's going to predict that, of course, and go on to Empoleon. And I'm okay with that. I really wanted to burn Empoleon too, just because it will help me whittle it down. And I don't get a crit, but I do get the burn. So that's the first time in a while I've actually gotten the Scald burn, especially on a match that I've uploaded. So I was very happy about that. It offsets his leftovers, even though he's actually an offensive agility Empoleon. But that's going to cut his sweep short. He actually goes for agility right in my face there, and that kind of confused me because I was like, what? I guess he has the Grass Knot to hit me with? I wasn't really sure what he would hit me with. But I am able to get rid of his rocks, which is really, really nice. Even with the Grass Knot, I'm not really that afraid of Empoleon. This is Empoleon. I keep saying it like Napoleon, even though he's probably not even French. It doesn't matter. He predicts my switch out. I'm guessing into either... What would I have switched out into? Sigilyph might have been a good switch there if I were expecting the Grass Knot. And so we went for Flash Cannon there, and that didn't work out too well. Fortunately for me, I get a little bit more luck on the Roar this time because I send him out into Golurk. And I'm going to get another chance to Scald again. So if he wants to bring back in Empoleon, it's going to get whittled down. If he wants to stay in with Golurk, I get a chance. I get another shot at a burn, and I'm going to do a good chunk of damage to it. I actually get I think I get a crit here. I do get a crit. And I'm not sure what he actually would have attacked with. If he had gone for the Dynamic Punch or anything like that. I am physically defensive, so I would have taken the hits well. But then that brings into play Confusion, and or if he was going to try to sub up, he probably would not have had enough HP to sub or anything like that. But he goes out into Garchomp here, and I look at the amount of damage that is coming from that Earthquake, and I know that he is not banded, and I didn't see any recoil from a Life Orb or anything. I don't get the burn on my skull, but I really just wanted to put some extra damage on it because Garchomp is pretty bulky. And so I assumed that he had a Scarf Chomp. And so I could have switched out Blastoise, especially since I got rid of the rocks, but I didn't want him to surprise me with an expert belt or a substitute or something random. And so to verify that he is Scarfed, I go on into Hydreigon now, which if he's not Scarfed, he would probably just stay in and switch out moves. But of course, if he did that, I'd be faster. And if he is Scarfed, he would have to switch out. So I predicted him to switch out. He goes out into Heatran. I just went for U-turn, expecting him to switch out. And now I get a chance to threaten this Heatran out with my Sandslash named Needle Noggin. I love that nickname. It reminds me of Vash the Stampede from Trigon. I could have predicted the switch to Torterra, but my only attacking moves on Sandslash are Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Stone Edge, so I had really no reason to use anything other than Earthquake. And I'm holding Soft Sand to kind of bluff a choice item, particularly Choice Band. And it works out pretty well, actually. Soft Sand helps make up for that damage. Now, unfortunately for me, his Torterra is carrying the Stealth Rocks, so he's able to set those back up as I go out into Nazcolio, expecting maybe a Leech Seed, expecting me to switch or something like that. And here, I thought for sure he would switch out and go into Heatran, because I can't really touch Heatran with Sigilyph. And if I wanted to Psycho Shift it, I can't really do anything there. But he goes on into Tyranitar, which also resists all the moves that I had. I guess I could have Psycho Shifted the Burn over to it, but that wouldn't really have made a big difference. And Baron is actually a Double Dance Terrakion. He's been a staple on this Sand team, even though I've switched around the other members a little bit. And I went with Double Dance for him because he's an Adamant Nature and he has a really, really bad Speed IV, but his other IVs are pretty good. So after a Rock Polish, he's normally able to outspeed when he needs to outspeed, but now that I know his Garchomp is Scarfed, I'm going to have to switch out of there because I know he outspeeds me since I don't have a Rock Polish. And I could have gone into Sigilyph again, but I was really wary of the Dragon-type move since I don't have a Steel-type on this team. And I didn't want Sigilyph to take all that damage. So I go on to Hippowdon, hoping maybe to live 2 Earthquakes, but I'm not going to be able to. And that's where it is useful that I didn't sacrifice Hippowdon earlier. So now I'm able to go back out into the Needle Noggin. I know I can KO Garchomp from that range, and I know I outspeed it because I am Adamant max speed, while he's only Scarf. He's probably Jolly, but still, my speed is doubled, where his is only increased by 50%. Once again, I could have predicted the switch out to Torterra right there. I didn't really have a reason to, though. If I had made a different play there, I would have gone out into Hydreigon. Then that way, if he stayed in trying to Earthquake me, or if he had switched, then I would have caught him on the switch there. But that's neither here nor there. I'm able to switch out right here, and then he Leech Seeds me, but fortunately I don't have a lot of HP investment on this Hydreigon in particular. He's all max special attack, max speed for special defense, I believe, and just to hit a odd number there for the HP for when I'm switching into things. But anyways though, now that Hydreigon is at such a low amount of HP, I really want to be careful with switching it around until I get another opportunity to get rid of the rocks. Heatran switching in here was pretty obvious, especially because I switched Hydreigon into Torterra, so I just went for the U-turn again. And I have yet to attack this Heatran directly. That's all Stealth Rocks and U-turn damage on it right there. If he had a balloon, he would have been very sad, because I would have just had Hydreigon bouncing off of that balloon all day. But once again, Baron's just going to come in, go for close combat. I was very tempted to try to set up in his face, because I knew I could live in Earth Power because of the special defense boost. But he could also be carrying Will-O-Wisp, so no need. He could also be carrying Flash Cannon, which would do a lot of damage, and I have a Life Orb, so no need to be risky there. Just gonna play it safe. He goes out into Torterra because he knows he can live close combat, even if he's a max attack Torterra. He has a really nice defense stat. So I go out into Sigilyph to take either of those 2 hits, hoping that he does not have Stone Edge. And here, this entire game, I have been switching out from Torterra or switching things into it. And so I thought for sure, okay, he's going to stay in and predict me to do something different. So I was like, okay, I'll get to burn him. But no, he continues predicting, and he goes out into Empoleon to take the Psycho Shift. And of course, if I had Air Slash or Restored Power, those wouldn't have done anything either. I was very close to clicking Calm Mind, expecting him to switch to Empoleon. But I figured we had played one way the whole game. He's going to change his predictions this time. But I know I outspeed just because he doesn't have an agility up. And I know I can live an Ice Beam if he has it with a Calm Mind. Unfortunately, I overpredict how bulky I am because I don't have that much of a HP investment on Sigilif. It actually has a lot of speed and a lot of special attack. Not that much HP. But I do Roost just so he'll die from his burn / life orb recoil, and then I will hopefully, getting rid of my flying type by roosting, I won't take that much damage from the ice beam. So I'm happy he didn't go for a water move that turn, because that would have been bad. But unfortunately, he still has Scarf Garchomp, which definitely will outspeed, which is unfortunate. I really didn't get a chance to use my Sigilif that battle, and normally Sigilif just walls the crap out of things. But here, once again, I know I outspeed, so he's going to be forced to switch out to Torterra. And I know that he's forced to switch out to Torterra, but I don't want to overpredict and send in my Hydreigon to die for no reason. So I'm just going to go for Earthquake once again. And now this really comes down to, okay, I have my Sandslash and my Hydreigon left. He has his Torterra and his Garchomp left. And here I just wanted to minimize the amount of HP that he would get back, because I was 90% sure he was going to leave Seed. And then also I wanted to kind of force him into going for some Wood Hammers, because of course if he goes for Earthquakes, he's not going to take any recoil damage. So this is going to work out, because damage calc wise, Sandslash can do about 15 to 20% with the Earthquake with Soft Sand. You can do max, I think, about 22% or something like that. I know I can take it down to below half by using a Life Orb Close Combat from Terrakion. So I'm going to go out into Terrakion, which will allow me to hit him really, really hard, and then hopefully he will go for the Wood Hammer, because, you know, if he goes for the Earthquake, that's not going to do much of anything to Sandslash. So he has no reason to do that, really. But fortunately for me, he goes for the Wood Hammer, which is enough to take out Baron, but he takes that great recoil damage, and then even after leftovers, he's going to be at a point where he's going to be very tenuous on whether or not I will be able to knock him out. So it really comes down to this, because my Sandslash outspeeds and KOs Garchomp from the level that it's at. So the question is, do I KO it? Yes, I do. So Cordelia finally goes down. That thing was out on the second turn of the match, and it took that much time to KO it. And then Garchomp comes in, and fortunately Sandslash is a lot faster than Garchomp in the sand, so we're going to be able to take out Garchomp, and that's going to be a very, very, very close 1-0 victory. So thank you very much, Moebeetus, for that battle. That was a great match. I had a lot of fun in that match. There was a lot of predicting, a lot of switching. I'm really happy I got rid of those Stealth Rocks when I had a chance with Blastoise in there. But it was a good match. It was a darn good. The only thing that in that match that I want to know what would have happened without it is that Scald crit. I think I got a Scald crit on Golurk. And I don't know if that mattered or not, especially when you factor in a burn chance, but I would like to know what happened. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I'm going to have a battle going up on the Gaming Mafias later on today, maybe tomorrow. If so, be sure to go check that out as well. I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. And thank you all so much for 800 subscribers. I actually noticed that I got 800 subscribers a little bit earlier this morning when I was doing my battle for the Gaming Mafias at like 3 in the morning. And I had to work this morning at 8. So I did that battle, went to work, got off on my lunch break, came back to record this battle, and I'm going to post it and go back to work for the evening shift, and hopefully I'll be off by midnight. But that's neither here nor there, really. It really isn't. So, you guys, thanks again for all the subscriptions. I look forward to serving you all with some more wonderful video content in the future. I hope you guys continue to enjoy my channel. I had some requests for some things like making a extended intro for my channel, just the whole music thing. So I'm going to be looking into doing that and making even a new intro for my videos, because I've had this one for a while. But those are a few of the things I have coming up. So you guys have a great week. I will talk to you all on Friday, and stay frosty. Bye now.